Okay, so the first thing we're going to open up is going to be our router table. Because I need to know the height of the router table so I can set the shelf. Because the router table is not something that gets used constantly, so it's going to be a temporary item. So it's going to have a shelf underneath here. That space is going to have a shelf for the router table. And until I know the size of the router table, so I guess we could say this is an unboxing section of the video. What do we have? Box number 1. Bunch of items. Throw a box away. Item number 2, the router itself. Router bar. Thought there was 2 of those. There is 2 of those. If I was going to use it for that purpose, I guess the router is completely independent. Power tool storage for stuff. Top drawer, left side. Let's see what else is in the box. Looks like they want us to take this piece of the box out. And everything falls. So we have one side of a shelf, actually a leg. We have the second side of the leg. Box of goodies. More goodies. More boxes. Here's the bottom or the top of the table. Now I'm hoping in this box will be some directions. Haven't found any directions yet. Okay then. This is the front. These open up for storage. They go in like this. You want them to open from the front. A little springy thingamadoos. I would say we open this up. Let's loosen those. It comes with an adjustment wrench. Not the same size as needed for that. There we go. Wait a minute. Does come with this. That is the same size. Let's say we loosen these up. There are 3 of them. Looks like you got to take these out to get the washers to come out with it. This fits into a little groove that's in the front. To set that up. Then these 3 things cool down, walk up. The air system, which is an old unit I bought from somebody ages ago. Idylis, I-D-Y-L-I-S, Idylis. Then again, who knows what their pronunciation was. It is a put in the corner, drill a hole outside for air, intake, Drill another hole outside for air outtake, and then it sits and recirculates. Air coming out of this thing is cold as can be. And that is taller than my small workbench we just built, so it's going to blow the air right over top of the workbench, right into the work area. So that is going to work great. So this looks pretty good. Is it a quality piece of machinery? I have to say it's probably not. There's a lot of plastic. It's not super hard plastic. It's kind of semi-soft plastic. So when I see semi-soft plastic, I don't have a lot of thought. Then again, if I use this, it's going to be bolted down. All these devices that are not down solid all the time are going to have furniture inlets into the top of the workbench, and I just go to the inlets and bolt it down to the spot that it's in. I'll try not to overlap anybody. That way I could have everything down at once if I want to. But the design that I have a bench to work on, unless I need to use a specific tool, then I can actually use the bench to have all the tools on. That's the design of the process here. Will it get to that? I do not know. As a conversation piece, for some reason, these doors on this particular item appears that you can take the door off and move it so it opens in the other direction. I don't quite know why you want the door to open in the back, but it allows you to do that if you wanted to have the doors open in the back. The door basically stores all the different tools and everything that it comes with, so you don't have a whole selection of stuff laying around. So that's our major height. Now I need to get a screwdriver. Nope. A normal number 2. And take this off. This is where the router mounts. In case you want to know, I'm not incredibly intuitive on this. I watched a video on this before I bought it. So I kind of know the basic walkthrough of what has to happen to get this to go on. You take off this cover. The cover comes with the screws. Doesn't come with more screws. You need to use these screws to put the new cover on. And that cover is going to go in my top drawer. Now there's an adjustment hole. And I believe since this is made by the company, they have holes that are pre-done. There you go. They tell you where to put it, so you can still use the adjustment hole. These through work, but the adjustment does not work. These don't work at all. So that one fits, but the adjustment does not fit. Let's try this one. That one does not fit any of the holes. That one does not work. That one does not work. Now that definitely needs to work. I need to find an adapter. Okay, that screw lines up, that screw lines up, that screw lines up. Okay, so it doesn't fit square. Fits kind of crooked, cockeyed. So we'll tighten these down. That goes in there. Let's turn this back over. Turn this back over. I see there's two keys telling you that's the way it goes in, and then it clicks in place, and after it clicks in place, then you take these and tighten it down so it stays right there. I've had some people tell me that this is a bad design, doesn't work, yada yada yada. Everybody has their opinion. However, looking at this for what I'm using it for, which is the occasional router of something, at this point, who knows? If I do a lot of work and somebody starts paying me to do work, I'll buy a better router table. Isn't that the way life works? So I'm going to put that in there. There's a little cubby here. I can put all the stuff in there. So that's hooked up. Remember, the main reason of this isn't to get it ready to use, it's to get it ready so I can measure how big it is. It is a little sizey. So I can measure how big it is. If I remember right, this comes off, and this one comes off. They go in these two little screw holes. Looks like they come off quite a bit, actually. Put them in the screw holes, and it allows you to adjust this where you want. So we'll tighten those down there. You have to look at the level on the front to get it straight. So that's tightened down. My 2 push boards. These are my little supports for these. So these make a difference. We put these on, they give me some height. They're going to be stored down like that, obviously. That looks like it could be a shelf. I guess this is so you can put your bits in here. These go into here. And that's your suction. Ah, good. These move. So you can open these up some to get more suction to suck out stuff. There. This one is another rod. I guess if you wanted to put it here, you could. And you have one going this way and one going that way. And then this goes here. If I remember right, this actually attaches underneath. Bend it some so it's not as hard. So a lot of little holes here to put the wrench. Let's see what else comes in here. Are the two sides different or are they exactly the same? They appear to be exactly the same. So it doesn't fit on one side, it won't fit on the other side. Guess the wrench can go in there. This if you're going to use the router directly, so that goes in the storage bin. This again is router directly. This is an adapter if you're going to use 1/4 inch bits. I have a big kit of 1/2 inch bits. So here's my router table. Seems like there should be a hole specifically for that thing, but it fits in one of those holes. So there's the router table. Now we're back to where we started. Tape measure. Anybody? Anybody have a tape measure? Of course, they're all outside. So if you let these fall, our total height, we're looking at 22 inches. So, from the top of our workbench down 22 inches puts a shelf right there. So 22 inches puts a shelf down here. That gives us the ability of putting this underneath the workbench. I'm not using it. It does use a lot of space. This is 2 foot. I can put it under this way. It's going to stick out a couple inches. That should be fine. It still won't stick out past this, I don't think. It will a little bit. But let's put a shelf in there, then we go from there. Pallet material. When you get deliveries, they come with pallet material. So put this up there, mark it, put this up there, mark it. You know something? I'm using my new saw. Turning on the light. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Yes, I am using the new saw. Because I have this little thing for a temporary fix. Turning on the light. Seeing where the saw comes. Hooking it down. Just blew the breaker. Okay, so that means this is an issue. Has to be resolved. So right now I have a very small extension cord running out here. So I'm paying the price for my small extension cord. I guess the next major project is going to be running I have the number 6 wire. It's just a major pain to dig the ditch and bring it out here. But I guess I'll have to do it. Okay, the air just turned on. Just under 36. And I'll be up and happy. It's that way. Actually, that's not bad. I can put it in this way. That works. Okay. Tool shelf is done. Skill saw in.